Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if...
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
Tis our duty to see this peace.
Have no fear. Master, I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
I suppose all we can do is wait.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage.
I'll not stand there, never will get cut off.
Best quality golden now.
Have you come to release me from this jail? Who are you? Aha! Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one Arisen has been upended, or Deeza's Arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are Arisen, as you say? Ah. They say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be Arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true Arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Escape? But why? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests. And I need not turn my ear to Deesa's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? I suspected as much. Then we are done here. Leave me be.
And I now have force to draw steel.
Good to see you, Master.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive. And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead. The man's home is located in Bakbatar. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
Who might have the answers we need? Shall we ask around?
I've wares of every ilk.
Alright, let's get to work.
Might as well take a look while you're here, today.
This looks as
Gather round.
What did you think of that story? 'Twas well told and all, but not particularly exciting, eh? I mean, it's the sort of thing you hear bandied about the tavern every other night, isn't it? I'd heard tell of a beggar doing well for himself, so I came out here to learn his ways. Haven't learned much, that's for sure. And by the look of it, he doesn't appear to be making much for his efforts, neither. So where's all his coin coming from, then? Makes a man wonder, it does.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master.
Aye, got some coin to spare your humble storyteller? What would you of me? I'll have no trouble.
Gather round, gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master.
We're off to Vernworth Palace then.
It's been a hard day. Well met, gentlemen.
Could you come over here?
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak? There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. A place with books likely to entice Magistrate Waldo, you say? Naught springs to mind, I'm afraid. Kendrick of the Gracious Hand is versed in many things. Perchance he knows of such a place? There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security, so pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. There is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
This way, if you please.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen while examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds. I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that Your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Deeza's scheme and securing your enthronement.
Over here!
Stop by again. Perhaps on the morrow. Could use it.
Fancy a look at my wares?
We're we're going this way now, I suppose. By your will.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes.
It was an eventful journey, but we made...
If that is your destination...
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
No easy answers here. No easy answers here.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards spy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Such quietude is a blessing. They wish they were in my boots. If they only knew.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner. 'Twas never my intent to deceive you. I'd simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape.
One must take pride in their job.
So tranquil.
Those recruits don't know pommel from point.
Scrap. Polished it this morning.
If I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Mayhap I'll come here and have a day to myself.
I could see myself having a kip.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry.
Polished it this morning.
Well met. Winches on all sides.
I've announced.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
It seems we were right to suspect the Queen Regent. We ought to keep an eye on her in the days to come.
This is beyond me, I'm afraid.
Mayhap you'll learn aught of this scoundrel who would claim your title if you attended a palace masquerade. We're off to Burnworth Palace, then. Though I cannot enter the palace myself, I will at least escort you to the entrance.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you?
Welcome to... And quality's what you need if you want to... survive. So before you check the price, many thanks. I appreciate...
Well, it takes two to make a sale. And this seller had nothing to tempt us with. Our funds are better spent elsewhere.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Good. We're here. We shall wait here till your business is done.
But not at the expense of my duty.
I've a niggling feeling I've forgotten something. Very.
I'd sooner stay out of the battle, were it possible. Such quietude is a blessing.
I'll see how far my talents.
All my peers seem so much more capable.
This armor's seen better days.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Someone new.
One
Such
last
quietude is a
push,
blessing.
and I'll be done for the day.
Would that all my days were so tranquil.
You're welcome to toss a coin or two my way.
Dare I presume I've caught your eye?
Such quietude is a...
Perchance you've heard. The coronation is soon to be held, it seems. The Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon, is recovered at last. No tidings could be more joyous. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again be governed by a true ruler.
Wait for your
Is no less important than death.
I'm in predicament.
Feels Waziri would know one
Oh,
about.
someone do aught about this?
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Here already, are we?
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
It is not our place to hurry the Arisen.
You're far from your station, are you not?
I don't know how Sovereign's enjoying himself.
My sword arm.
Have you heard? There's to be more restrictions on goods traded with Batal. Apparently, even privately owned items have to be curtailed soon.
Mayhap the banquet. Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave.
Recruits could barely lift their swords.
A welcome respite from all that hustle and bustle.
Our first sovereign in decades. Last, we can see the end.
All this merrymaking is a joy to behold.
Why, you're... No. Pay me no mind. We who are gathered here are naught but nameless nobles. 'Twould be uncouth to inquire after another's identity.
Twould seem I drank such drink that I am drunk.
Always sets me to think.
My sword arm.
The sooner my duties are done. If you've naught to say, I'd best be going.
I shan't let anything spoil my evening. I've little enough gold to spend this month.
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour what you like.
In here.
Open up!
dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
Pray forgive the intrusion.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playgrounds? Hmm? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty. Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean I. As you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phaesus?
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape. As you can see, I run an establishment that caters to certain pleasures. You're welcome to come and play anytime. If you escape with your life, that is. Know, however, that our services do not come cheap.
Spoiled by a good patron.
I take pride in it, and rightly so.
Where did you go, Master? 'Twas dreadful lonesome without you.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
There's ought to be said.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
I'd say we collect as much as we can carry.
Keep my arm strong and my mind sharp.
Over here!
Life's best taken at a leisurely pace.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Well, well. He is merely Disa's puppet then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phases, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard of him. Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well, Your Majesty. Thank you.
So the false sovereign, Queen Regent Disa, and this Phases fellow are all working together. Quite the sordid.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are, I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. He espied the delivery of a suspicious package to a man named Allard, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain unseen, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Disa's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
I am confident we shall see this matter to a successful conclusion.
Onward. To Vernworth Castle.
It would seem we've a need to visit the palace. Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers.
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot. Here we are.
Do you know how long you'll be?
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
answers here. I've more time than I know how to spend.
The wise are as discerning with time as with coin.
My stomach's growling. Time for an oath.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere. There are times when no one's standing there at all.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the Sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
Well, well. We meet again. Is this stealthy business becoming a habit of yours?
Oi! Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, it is you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Something tells me this shan't be the last I see of you. Perhaps you'll be good enough to repay me when next we meet.
I've got to focus. My shift's only just begun.
My legs are lead.
Always feels where I've not blinked once in the last hour. I'd swear I've not
Dare
blinked
say I
once
could
in the
forget
last
all my troubles here. It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
About this?
Now there's a worthy prize, if only 'tweren't so far away.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we offer you the power of the Godsway. Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well at all. Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you have time to spare, might you make for Melv? Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. Perchance it will help speed you on your way to Melv.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phases fellow.
But what precisely? Is their aim? Shall we pay Miss Daphne another visit? I find myself wondering how the young lass fares. Follow me, Master, if you would. I'll bring you to the one you seek.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
These writings could be of import.
It couldn't hurt to take...
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the roads, despite... the hour. Much obliged. No with... wisdom to offer. Good evening, sir. I trust you fared... all right on the roads, despite the hour. Much obliged.
Right. Just follow me. It strikes me that we have not visited Mel for some time. Shall we stop by and see how its people fare of late? I know the way. Follow me.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
I'll not take that from you.
This ox cart's bound for Melv. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
What ought I to do?
Still too early to say.
Spend all day here.
We're done for. Where the wolves?
Our ice attacks are wasted on Here, use this fire to ignite our bones.
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you. Here already? Travelling by ox cart was a welcome change.
There are worse ways to travel, I suppose.
Returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for them. That place puts my ears on it. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself. What to make of this?
E'er since the reign of Rothaeus, the founder of Vermund, the village of Melv has played an indispensable role in the defense of our kingdom against the dragon. Yet twice now has the dragon set upon this village, inflicting numerous casualties before being allowed to flee. The fault here lies with you, Ser Ulrika. You have failed in your duty as acting chief.
With all due respect, Sir Martin, our village has dispatched many of its young hands to the northern stronghold since its completion. Was it not the former consul who decreed that the stronghold should serve to defend the kingdom, with Melv offering aid only where needed? Yet the stronghold has remained entirely silent to our plight. How can you say that the fault is ours to bear?
I know of no such agreement. At the very least, Queen Regent Disa has mentioned naught of the kind.
But I'm quite sure the consul...
You would dare misrepresent the words of the dead? Or do you mean to imply that the Queen Regent has spoken falsely? If so, then Melv's problems run far deeper than I had thought. 'Tis not indolence that has taken root here, but treason! The village entire will answer for this.
What? I intended nothing of the sort. Pray, let us...
Save your honeyed words, traitor. I must inform the Queen Regent of this development.
You came to see me? Forgive me, I've much to ponder. Still, how would you like to stay the night? I've yet to repay you for aught you've done for me. A small show of hospitality is surely the least I can do. 'Twas by your godly efforts that Melv escaped the worst of the dragon's assault. The people of this village are more precious to me than life itself. To lose them would have been the end of me. You have my earnest gratitude, friend. I wanted to tell you that, if naught else. Now, 'tis time we slept. There is much to be done for the village, and I shan't manage it without a good night's sleep.
Where is Ulrika? The Queen Regent has declared that Ulrika be apprehended as a traitor to the kingdom. All who seek to abet her will be tried in turn. Bring her before me at once.
Ulrika is gone.
What?
She stole away in the dead of night. Ask around. Several witnesses can confirm it. I cannot say why for certain, but I imagine she took your words to heart, Overseer. Realizing her plans for rebellion had been found out, she chose to abandon the village, for our sake.
You would have me believe that Ulrika was acting alone? That the rest of the villagers harbor no rebellion?
Aye, that's the long and short of it.
Very well. I shall take you at your word, sir. However, the absence of a leader will sow naught but chaos. For the time being, your village will be in our hands. If 'tis as you say, I do not expect there will be any objections.
Ah, there you are. There's aught I would ask of you. It concerns Ulrika. You've heard she fled the village, aye? Though that is the case, she would never truly abandon it. She left the village that she might fulfill her charge, protecting Vermont against the dragon. But as for where she went, I do not know. 'Twould be unwise for me to go looking for her, lest I draw the eyes of the Overseer's troops. However, should you happen to find her, would you tell me where she is hiding? I can only pray that she does not fall into the Queen Regent's clutches.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Much obliged, sir.
Not buying? If you're enjoying life, there's all to...
returned by now.
The other day, I espied an elf, of all things. Seems they've a village nearby. They ill favor living alongside the people of other races, dwarves in particular. I understand their reluctance. They live several times longer than we do. I reckon that sets us apart. Not to mention their tongue is a mystery to us. If you can't share a jest, sharing a village is out of the question, eh?
It's been a hard day.
Riding in an ox cart would be a welcome reprieve.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day.
Please, eh?
You earned my spite.
This can't be how it ends.
Am I truly so powerless?
This sort of quiet.
This ox cart's bound for Vernworth. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
This place is awful dull. Can't complain.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
If you refer to changes in the military's makeup, I've heard the same.
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command.
I'd like to fall asleep if I stay here much longer.
Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table. Come on, have a look. Well then, son.
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
Fancy a look at my wares?
This is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
Nothing's harder than living in Onyx.
Peruse at your leisure.
I can't help but feel I've wasted my time.
Surrounded by wenches on
As a reward, you will of course require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that your majesty return once you've procured such attire.
Peruse at your leisure.
as many customers as I can.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all. Meaning for
something fun to do.
Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, hey, even if it's just entwined.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to... the foremost hospitality in all. Much obliged. This inspires naught but misgivings.
This looks as good a place as any.
I'm glad of any business in these troubled times.
well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Peruse at your leisure.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's or shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so afore we depart. Very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We shall depart early in the morn, so your majesty would do well to get a good night's rest.
Master, pray leave this place. My body, it refuses to obey me. There's a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, your majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern. We've been had. The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own power has arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the Godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true Arisen. 'Twould do much to explain the events that we have beheld afore now. Alas, unless we find some way to unmake this Godsway's power, proving your majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Pray, Allow me time to search for a way forward. I shall inform your majesty when I have prepared a plan of action.
Never could I have imagined such an outcome. What manner of artifact is this Godsway? I suppose 'tis pointless to ponder. Let us await the results of Captain Broad's investigation.
I suppose 'tis so.
Where are you off to?
I see our goal has changed. I would not presume to direct our course, but do let me know if you require a guide.
I'm sure there's a very good reason for this detour. We must respect our master's wishes.
Most sensible, Master. You'll be able to move much more freely with a lighter pack.
That's our Harry.
Ourselves a pat on the back.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. Early Griffin gets the worm, as they say.
You'd wager with me to be
Just wonder how best.
Oh! That was a sight to behold! What am I done for? Guard all you want! Won't make a difference when I've grappled, you see? Oh, I should tell you, there's a forgotten riftstone nearby. I found it beyond. Shall we go there now? At any rate, is your pack not overburdensome? Oh, you carry so much. I worry for your poor spine. Huzzah! There's ore to be found here.
Ore is very useful. It can be combined with other materials for a variety of purposes.
Decisions, decisions.
What are we tarrying for? Onward, I say.
Have at me! I'll gladly take on any number of foes.
We must. Let us finish this quickly.
Fear not. 'Tis well in hand. Arisen! You mean harmed? Well done. Master, we ought to conceal the mere option of taking from us. When our purity Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I could look upon the sky for all eternity. If 'twasn't for the crick in my neck.
Keep gazing upward and you're like to stumble ere long. I'll gather this. It might be of use.
My magics are at your disposal.
You there! Are you looking to enter the village? You'd best go elsewhere, friend. What's wrong about this place? There's no business to be had here, that's for sure.
That man just now seemed rather on edge. What could he have seen here to inspire such suspicion?
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Fine place to collect my goods.
This is the inn. Of course, nothing's free in this world.
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its...
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go, then.
I hope you slept well?
Have you a different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
Perhaps the Arisen has recalled some more pressing business. Fret not. I'm sure we'll come back to this, eventually.
Greetings. I must say I'm impressed by your intuition, sir. You found me out far sooner than most. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn in our fair village. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. My apologies. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Quite a bit, I should think. Naturally, I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies and informants, you see, and your title tends to make you stand out among the rumors we collect. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and you've allied yourself with Captain Brant against the Queen Regent. In response, she's... Oops, I mustn't say another word. Don't misunderstand. I'm no ally of the Queen Regent. I merely strive to maintain neutrality in political matters. Those who deal in information must ne'er align themselves with a particular power. Such is our village code. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, that is easily explained. For 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village are evaluated for their potential aptitude. Of course, you are no exception. That you stand here now is proof you were deemed a worthy candidate. Which is to say, you have my approval as the Thiefmeister. Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care, then.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself.
You, sir, are worthy of inheriting my ultimate technique. Once mastered, 'twill allow you to fell all foes, both minuscule and mighty. Take it, and do with it what you will.
Having the Arisen obtain a Maester's teaching is a welcome boon for us pawns as well.
'Tis an honor and a privilege to serve a master so accomplished. At last! The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.